That has always been the mission of our party.
Hello, JPU family. Welcome to another episode of Jamaica Politics Uncovered, guys. Guys, this one is exclusive tonight. If you have not subscribed to this channel, please do so. If you are a returning subscriber, welcome back. I forgot to get right into that one here, guys. But first, I want to make a disclaimer before I get started. And I want to tell you where this interview originated from, and so on and so forth. Let me just go through the formalities real quick. Is the moderator here? Not yet. Good night, everybody. Everybody who has joined so far. Welcome to Jamaica Politics Late Night Podcast. I guess our moderator will be here shortly. Guys, I'm still me shake up. After me hear this interview here, people, me still shake up. But you know, a girl's got to do what a girl's got to do. So, I'll bring on this interview here. But as me say, I'll do the little disclaimer first, and then we'll get going. In the meantime, I'm going to ask you guys to please like the live, share the live, and tag somebody. Make them know, say, the program is on live. I want you guys to know that on this platform, I have standards over here, meaning that certain boundaries we're not going to cross. Certain boundaries we have not crossed. If you have been paying attention to this channel. Hold on, guys. Sorry about that. Yes, so over on this channel, we talk about everything that has to do with politics. We try to be as civil as we should, right? One of the things that we don't do over here, we do not attack people's children. We do not post people's children. We do not attack people's spouses. We do not make unfair criticisms of people's spouses. They have a saying that goes, once somebody is in the political arena, this and that is not off limits. I don't share that view. I don't believe it's right to go after people's children and their spouses in an attack way or a vicious way. I have seen these things in the political arena, especially from members of the PNP. The PNP members, them will blog and vlog out here. They have a way of going the personal attack route just to make a simple point. And they will put up people's children and they will attack people's spouses. I don't do that. No, with that being said, you are seeing these political spouses on the platform because tonight we are going to talk about the politicians and their spouses, not in a way that attacks them or bashes them. No, that's not what it's about. As you listen on to the program, you will hear, what is going to be said over here about the political spouses. There they are, the political spouses. You have Golding, Holnesses, Hannah Lake, Phillips, Vaz, Portia Simpson Miller. We're coming here now to talk about the political spouses. Now, with that being said, there's an interview that I'm going to share with you. It's about 20 minutes long. This interview exclusively was brought to my attention and I was given the go-ahead, the permission to share this interview with you guys. The person who shared it with me is someone who runs a channel out here by the name of The Advisor. The Advisor knows that I have long been an advocate for women That is what I have always used my social media platform for. I have been a member of women's organization in the United States and also Launch Women Organization in Jamaica. So that is what this interview is about. Like I said, I have the permission to share it. I am going to share it with you guys. And these allegations, they're allegations, right? So may I play it, guys, and then one can just weigh in, tell me what I think at the end of it. I'm going to be sitting here listening along with you guys. The lady that is going to be talking, she is a member of the PNP Women's Movement and of the PNP. She said she born in the PNP, she grew in the PNP, her neighbor string cutting at the PNP and all them something there. She said she still love the PNP, but what she's saying in the interview is what she felt compelled to share. So that is what she's going to be doing. And I don't want nobody to come over here, come think, say. And I'm not making reference to our subscribers, because the people who subscribe to this channel, them already know what this channel is about and what I am about and what we are about. But me don't want nobody to come over here, come think, say, I am attacking Sandra Golding. I'm not doing that. I don't know Sandra from nowhere, and Sandra don't do me anything, so me couldn't out here want attack her, and I don't believe in that style of politics. So if you're just coming over here, let me just put that out there so that you will know if you're not familiar with this platform. Now, this lady is going to talk her talk, and then me will give my 2 cents, and then me will interact with you guys, and see what you all think, and all that kind of stuff. Because the politics, why, I don't know, we have see some unprecedented things, but let me just go ahead and get this stuff loaded for you. Here it is. Oh, Jesus. Yes, guys. Very interesting. Kind of make me feel a way sad when me listen to it, people, but you have to do what you have to do. All right, sit now. Take out my headphones.
Well-spoken lady. And she had some things to say that made my jaw dropped. She is one of those people who makes doing what I do extremely fulfilling. And when she said what she had to say to me, I had to tell her, I said, listen, here is what. I am going to put things over in your own words. I'm going to publish this, what you have to say, in your own words. Because this is something that you want to get out there. Because basically, the lady was trying to free her conscience. Because her conscience tells her that certain things are wrong. And the poor woman's conscience wouldn't let her continue to support certain efforts. So I told her, I said, listen, since I want to put this over in your own words, here is what you do. Just send me a voice note telling me exactly what your concerns are, your hopes and your fears and your aspirations are in regards to this matter of the PNP, the PNP Women's Movement also, and of your leader, Mark Golding, and you're concerned about Miss Sandra Golding. And what I'll do, I will change your voice so that nobody will know it's you. And then I'll put it out there for my listeners to hear and hear what they have to say. Now, this lady has opened up her mind. She has bared her very soul, lay her very soul open for the world to see. And I would really love for anybody who cares to listen to what she has to say, and then leave your comments in the comment section. Thank you very much. Now, over to the voice note she sent.
Advisor, I've been listening to you for quite some time now, quite a few months, maybe like 6-7 months. And believe me, I like listening to you, but I didn't like listening to you. Let me explain. You said a lot of things that made me uncomfortable. You said some things that nobody else was willing to say. And the reason why these things made me uncomfortable was because they were true. When I look into myself, they were true. And I was stuck in my comfort zone and I was not willing to leave. Advisor, let me tell you, some months ago, you said something which has stuck with me ever since. I'm not even sure if any of your other readers or subscribers or viewers have ever seen it or taken it seriously. But you said, there is none so blind as those who refuse to see. And believe me, there was a lot of things you said which I didn't want to see, or I didn't want to look into deeply. But the reason why I continued to listen is because you are the first blogger I've ever listened to that spoke from the heart, that spoke with your true colors, and you seem so very sincere, and you open up your heart, because when you talk from your heart. I don't think you have a script that you're reading from and saying what people like to hear. You know, some people might come at you and kill you, but you just don't care, you don't speak your truth. And I admire you for that. But I'm going to tell you the two things that mostly make me uncomfortable about you, regardless of what I just said. You say you have not yet found enough evidence that a God exists. And I can beat you down on that. Because sometimes you even go as far, I think if I remember right, you went as far as saying God does not exist. And I have a problem with that, because as a person who have grown up in a Christian home, in a Christian family, and who have given my life over to the Lord as a Christian, and I find my comfort in Christianity, and I've seen in my life where my God has done things for me, I therefore cannot agree with you on that. Nevertheless, you were speaking your truth, and you were speaking with a great level of sincerity that I don't find anywhere else. And there are a lot of other things you said which I found interesting. Therefore, I continued to listen. Now, the second thing that I have a problem with you with is that you are always, I wouldn't say attacking, but you're always saying things against the leader of my party, Mark Golding. And in all honesty, I see where you're coming from. But at the same time, you have done about 3 or 4, what should I say, podcasts about Mark Golding, and none of them seem to be favorable to him. But you put out one the other day, and in this particular podcast, you said that he treats his wife a certain type of way. And honestly, let me tell you something. I don't want to admit it because it's hurt and sometimes the truth hurts, but me see where I come from, advisor, and you are right. I know it's like blasphemy to be saying this as a comrade because I love my party. I've always loved my party. I grew up in my party just as much as I grew up in Christianity. And it's the two things that I hold dear to my heart. Nevertheless, sometimes in life, we have to face the truth. And we have to look at the man in the mirror and realize when we are wrong and when we need to really start put on our thinking cap and actually think, like come out of our comfort zone and really face some realities. The reason why I am calling you, or the reason why I have to say what I'm saying now, is because I was part of D, B, and G during Bunting and Golding back in the 90s, coming up to in the 2000s. And in all honesty, I won't tell you what role I play in it, but I was connected somehow to that organization, to that institution. And I never even knew that Mark Golding was married. I never knew. As a matter of fact, it was like 2 years after I was there that I saw a lady come there. I saw her about 2 or 3 times come there, stuck around for a short while, and then a taxi was called and she went in there. And they never introduced us to introduce her to us as staff. And he never introduced her to anyone, to the best of my knowledge. It's after I learned that she was his wife. Now, you had said in a podcast, and a lot of people gonna hate you for it, but you said that he kept his wife at his backyard, washing his dirty clothes and cleaning his damn teeth. Now, people seem to have been taking it to say that you are attacking the lady. But if people really listen to what you said, I don't see where you're attacking the lady. I see where you are actually speaking on her behalf. You see, and the main reason why I'm saying this to you, no advisor, is because I am a member of the PNP Women's Movement. Or should I say, because I don't know if I'm an official member of the PNP Women's Movement or more, because the PNP Women's Movement is not even active. For the past few years, all they have is an AGM and that's it. And they call a few people and that's it. But I can tell you that the PNP Women's Movement is not active. And I am a supporter of women. I've always supported women my entire life. Because that is what Michael Manley, my original leader, used to do. And you said it, advisor. You said that Michael Manley, and you big up Michael Manley for the position he stood when he decided that women should lead. And I know the number of things and the number of areas under Michael Manley where he pushed women forward. The records are there. Now, when I look at my current leader, Mark Golding, he, with a man of his stature, a man of his influence, and you are going to tell me, you open my eyes because it's like I never ever looked at it before. But can a man of that stature not even give his wife a little desk in DD&G where she can sit down and even make herself useful? A man of his stature? Now, I would be a hypocrite. I would be betraying women if I do not stand with you and said that my leader, Mark Golding, could have done more for his wife. There was countless areas that he could have pushed his wife to become a better person. And the fact that he saw no reason to uplift her. And when I see my fellow comrades going to sit down and support Mark Golding and show absolutely no support for a woman like Sandra Golding, to whom, as you say, he has kept his foot in her neck from the time she got pregnant until now, which is over 30 years. Now, what kind of a hypocrite would I be? What kind of unconscionable person could I be if I do not support Mark Golding's wife? Why would I take side? Why should I take side? What moral grounds, what moral foundation would I stand on if I support Mark Golding and push his wife, as you say, under the bus? Remember this man, them called VC, that singer, we don't hear about him anymore, but he sung a song, say, by his deeds shall a man be known, right? And if by Mark Golding's deeds, him can fix him own house, and he can show us by his deeds that he is in favor of women's rights by uplifting his own wife, then how can he then come to us and said he's in favor of women's rights? And the next thing is, how can we as women support a leader and expect him to give us rights as women and uplift us as agenda when he has proven that by his deeds he is not in support of women? Bear in mind that it has to be one or the other. It can't be that I'm supporting this, my leader, to become prime minister, and then in the same breath, it is obvious that I'll have to throw his wife under the bus. That can be the alternative, because those would be the only two choices here that I'm faced with as a comrade. And when I see women, people in the women's movement who have ignored Sandra Golding's plight all this time, or, as I say, refuse to look at it because they blind them eye to it. After you bring it out, honestly, I can no longer do that. Tell you the truth, Yes, since Peter Bunting and Mark Golding has taken over the PNP, the PNP women's movement has lost its influence, has lost its total traction. Now, what I have to ask myself, first of all, and then I'm going to ask my fellow comrades, is this. If Mark Golding can treat his wife like this, then is this a person that you as a woman can actually lend your support? Is this somebody that you would want as your leader, one who undermines his wife to the extent that you have outlined? Well, she cannot drive a car. A man who can afford to buy 10, 15, 20 of the latest 2025 car and put down in a garage and give her, and she cannot drive. Him could open a little business and give her even a little boutique where she go sell some clothes in a Springs Plaza or any plaza. Him could have buy the whole plaza and make she just sit down there round a desk and just put her to sit down around the desk. She don't have to do nothing. She's just the manager. She can employ her. He can employ staff put there to run the business. Just make she look like she have some use. You can't just have her sit down in your backyard and then come and tell us how much you are a man who loves and appreciates women. Then if you don't push your own wife into something, how can we as women think that you'll be of any value to women when you come to power? Now, I am going to say this. A lot of women, and let me tell you how egregiously they have shoved Sandra Golding under the bus. They actually saying that it is Sandra Golding's fault for not upgrading herself. Now, tell me, how can you take an underage girl, get her pregnant, have her in your backyard, and don't enlighten her, make she even know that she have any use or any value, and then you turn around and blame her for being valueless, or being not worthy of being anything more than catching a house color? She has remained a child, and she has remained uninspired because her husband did not try to enlighten her or move her up and make she feel that she has any better self-worth. Now, they don't see that. These women, how can you betray another woman because of politics? Tell you the truth, I can no longer do it. I can't do it. I just cannot do it. And I want members of the former PNP women's movement, because to me it doesn't really exist anymore in the real sense. I want them to stop and think. Is supporting Mark Golding worth pushing Sandra Golding under the bus, another woman like yourself? Is this really what Michael Manley would have wanted you to do? It can't be Sandra Golding's fault. Sandra Golding needs to be inspired by her husband. Her husband is the head of the household. He is the leader. He should be the one who should have been ashamed that the woman had catch house color. And even if She didn't have any ambition. He should have been the one saying, no, me never had no wife wait turn on my backyard and wash my dirty clothes and clean my dad teeth, as you put it. Me want to see my wife out there looking lively, articulate, fine, and push her up front that everything, this is my wife, it is my duty to elevate my wife. And me not feel confident for my wife be and nobody. And I go push my wife. That's what he is supposed to do. So what does this tell you about Mark Golding as a leader? And what does that tell you about his ability to uplift the Jamaican women? Advisor, as I say, you're a person that I really, really look up to. And if the women in the PNP do not look into this, then I must say that they can't come and tell me that they are part of a women's movement. Because what would be the purpose of having a women's movement if it's not to uplift women? And if you have women that if you claim to be uplifting women, and you see your party leader as a man who has his foot in his wife's neck and never made any effort to uplift her, how can you then stand in the mirror and look at the person and proudly say, I am supporting women? Tell you the truth, advisor, I will never stop supporting the PNP because there's some navel string cut. But I want a better PNP. Let me make that clear. I am not supporting my God, regardless of what you say, because that's how my navel string cut. But at the same time, when you call out nonsense, I go agree with you. Because I know the sincerity of your heart. And I know you're not doing this out of gaining popularity. Because for you, as I said, it's just about the truth. And when you stand for truth, I stand with you. Anyway, that's all I have to say. Remember, you can't use my voice on this thing because I am still good with the PNP and I'm still among them and I've got some really good comrade friends and I really don't want this to cause a problem between me and them for the time being. So just know what you're doing. Thank you very much for your time, sir. And I look forward to continue listening to your very uplifting and enlightening podcast.
Yes, guys. Why? I don't know. I feel depressed listening to that just now. I tell you the truth. I feel depressed, but I'm gonna finish my thought here and let you guys know how I view this whole thing. The lady that spoke, to me, she sounds very genuine. You can hear that she's speaking from her heart. She made it clear that she will always be a supporter of the PNP, and she talked about things that she does not agree with when it comes on to the advisor, the gentleman who shared this interview with us. So I know that she's not coming to bash the PNP. She's not coming to bash the PNP. And she's not even a bash Mark Golding neither. She just a split justice. I know a lot of Jamaican women who is like that. She sounds like she is an elder woman. And many of us, we have grandmothers and aunties who are going sittings and just talk it how it is without disrespecting anybody and just being genuine about it. No, what she has said now about the women thing and Ray. Wanna know my stance already? Wanna know say a long time me I talk about these people in the Mark Golding, Peter Bunting camp in the PNP. I have been talking about their anti-women, their hostility toward women for a long time. And I also warned that women must be careful with them because they will kill women. I have said that on numerous occasions, and it turned out where we see Melissa get killed and them try to cover it up. I will stand by that, and I don't care because it's the truth. That is a separate issue from what this woman is saying. I'm just saying to you guys that I have always been aware about how anti-women these people are. Let me just tell you guys something. My grandmother who dead and gone and her sister, they were PNP, you know. Bench and Batty. Two of them favor. The two of them terrible alike. And they were members of the PNP women movement. So them the woman there, when you talk about oppression and them the woman, they don't really grow come see them woman, they stay that way there. Everybody in the community of jungle, they know them as some rebel woman. And one of them should fight with our soldier and them sitting there in a politics time. So, you know, when the woman is talking about the PNP women's movement and her expectation of the movement, she's absolutely correct. Now, when she's going to look at the leader now of our party, she will look upon the way that, you know, he and his wife or his spouse, when she's going to talk about the way that she sees this whole situation and how uncomfortable she is with it, because she is alleging that, in summary, she's alleging that Mark Golding, as a man in a Jamaica, according to him is Tapanaris, him come from uptown, him rare, and for him have a wife like Sandra now, where me never hear Sandra talk yet, you know. I never hear she talk yet. The only time I really see her is when something major is happening within the PNP and she will come out to be there with her husband. Like this event right here. It was a black tie event. Spouses needed to be there and she was there. But before Mark Golding became leader of the opposition, I never knew who his wife was either. Many people did not know. Maybe him carry out a nighttime or where there's that kind of event or whatever. Me don't know, but me never see it. Right? So me never hear the woman talk yet. As far as I know, based on what I have seen, you know, out in the public and so, Sandra is a mother to him children them and a wife. Me not think there's nothing wrong with that, you know. Because a lot of women, you know, they put their careers aside to make their full-time job raising their kids and be a wife. But they have their own personalities, like, you know, they would be outgoing. Guys, ladies and gentlemen in the chat, we as Jamaican women, whether we don't a town or sell, or we are working a bank, or whether we get formal education, or whether we don't get no formal education, one thing you can rely on is a Jamaican woman. She gonna come with a big personality, and no matter how she quiet, she gonna feel good round her and she gonna have a energy. Allow me to tell people, everybody in the chat, man and woman, I want to answer this question. When you see a Jamaican woman, it no matter nothing about her education and them sitting there, you are going to know that you are around a Jamaican woman. Jamaican woman come with personality. Them built with personality. As a Jamaican woman still. So with Sandra now, Sandra does not appear to the public as somebody with a personality, somebody with an independent thought process, somebody who does her own thing, you know, whether you go feed the children, them down at the children home once a month, whether you do some little charity work, you know what them look away there? No little thing, like every woman, even married women, and if you have been married, ladies, you know that you become one with your spouse, but at the same time, you have to have that independence about you where you do your own thing and you're supposed to do a film own thing. Right? I mean, I think no man I want to feel comfortable, a real man I want to feel comfortable with a woman with just latch on pan him every day. She don't know what to do. She just look left and right and wait for him tell her what to do. You know what them way there? So what a woman here say about it, it sound like the woman basically say, oh, she view it. Is she view that Mark Golding have a situation where Sandra is oppressed? And that woman I say, no. Me never see this yet, you know, guys. So if you're just joining the live, I am not bashing Sandra. I have no reason to do that. The relationship dynamic, because these are public figures, the relationship dynamic of these two people is very uncomfortable for a lot of Jamaicans. I have heard people talk about it, but I don't come out here talking about Sandra and Mark Golding personal relationship because me is not them kind of blogger there. Me hear people talk things about Prime Minister Holness and his wife. And the PNP people, them love to go in at the man bedroom and talk about who asleep with who. Me not run them kind of politics there over here. So me not have nothing personal against Sandra. But like I said, these are public figures. They're political spouses. And with this voice note and this interview that come out in the public now, I am weighing in on it. It has nothing to do with bashing Sandra. No, we have seen politicians come out here before, whether they're females or they're male. And we know so they have their spouse. And their spouse, for example, Portia. We know so Portia husband used to be our phone company name again. Yeah, I think him used to be the CEO of some long-time phone company. Somebody talk in a comment and tell me, please and thanks. Good night, everybody. Thank you for joining. Hit the like button and come in. Talk in a comment. What Portia husband used to do again? He used to be the CEO for Cable and Wireless. There you go. Yes. So everybody know Mr. Miller. And any little thing where Portia do, no matter how small it be, Mr. Miller is going to be there with her. And him is a very quiet man. He not really talk much, but if something is going on, you're going to see him with Portia more than once, more than twice. Everybody knows say Mr. Miller, Portia husband. Likewise, former opposition leader, Dr. Peter Phillips. Everybody knows that Dr. Phillips is married to attorney at law, Mrs. Phillips. They have mostly 2 kids together. And that's, I think, his second marriage, stuff like that. Them a public figure, right? Everybody know Lisa Hanna, our second husband, Mr. Lake. Everybody know Mr. Lake is a businessman. Them look away there. Everybody know, say, Prime Minister Holness, his wife, Juliet Holness, even before she became a member of parliament, people knew her and knew of her and knew that that was his wife. And she was, I think, an accountant before she came into politics. Because Jamaica is a small country, like we know people business. If them a public figure, we know and them something there. You understand? So what I just showed you guys is that all of these political spouses, them have them own thing where them do. Even Peter Bunting, as much as me not like him. Bunting wife, she younger than him by enough years, which doesn't bother me. But I think people know her that I think she teaches or something like that. Or she dances, that kind of thing. People know that, but you know really say, but you still like how you say Mr. Lake and Lisa, and you say Dr. Phillips and Sandra, her name is Miss Sandra Phillips too, and you would say Portia and her husband. Bunting, yeah, me don't know. Me can't talk for man them. Maybe man them can't talk in a comment, but you have some man, they not really par with them woman. They not really par with their wife. I observe that in some men. For some reason, I can't tell you know why. Some men do that, but some men then just not par. Dayton Campbell, them not par with their woman. Maybe that is their characteristic, I don't know. And I'm not going to judge them on it because, like I said, I don't know why they do that. You understand? But I showed you guys all these leaders and even Daryl Vaz. Make we talk about Daryl Vaz real quick. Daryl Vaz, if you're over here, good night. Daryl Vaz's wife, before she come in at the politics, everybody didn't know her because people always see them together. And people know, say, them have a bunch of kids and she's a mother and she's a spouse. And maybe she used to work somewhere and she decides that she don't want to do that no more. She's going to be a full-time mother. Right? But people see her and say she can function on her own. So before she come in politics too, people did know her and she say, you know, she's a typically average Jamaican woman. So where this woman is talking and what is bothering this woman, it's a legitimate thing in my view. Like me personally, even though me not support Golding and PNP them, me don't like to see Sandra out there, you know. Me don't like to know Sandra look because she is the wife of the opposition. So me don't like to hear Sandra talk and you know, see Sandra being independent because you know me say girl power same way too. I mean Sandra not a problem. But me don't like to see Sandra out there doing her thing and, you know, advocating for her spouse. Let me tell you something. If I didn't make my husband a politician or opposition leader, whether directly or indirectly, me go support him, you know. Me go make the whole world know what a wonderful husband he is, what a wonderful father he is, what a wonderful person he is, what a wonderful leader he is, what a wonderful partner he is. Me they all about. If me not talk it directly, me I do something for represent. Because from you see your spouse, you know, your spouse represent you, you know, and you represent your spouse too, you know. So if you have a woman now or a man as a spouse, and people now view that spouse as somebody who has an independent mind, who can function without you, who can function on them own, who is outgoing, who has a personality, I saw them are going to view you too, you know. Them are going to view the two on the said way. Bruce Golding, Edward Siaga, everybody know their spouse and know that I know there's something they know say them are some people can function on their own. And not, to be honest with you, know, when it comes down to politicians, as a student of politics, when it comes down to politicians, most politicians don't married people we're not independent and we're dependent on them because politicians are busy people, you know. So they not go there with nobody where go sit down and wait upon them to tell them what to do and them something. Them not really want no dependent. They like people who are independent, who can take care of things when them not their own, who can have a personality of their own, who can carry them off. You know them way the people? No, so they are not married. So it's a cause for concern according to the woman, and I understand where she come from. You know, nobody over here now bash Sandra, but people, me hear people talk already. Me never really come over here and say it yet still because I didn't think it was appropriate. But I've heard people say, you know, who is Sandra? And me never hear she talk before, and me never know say Mark Golding did have wife, and you know, what does she do, and all them kind of questions. Because public figure, people want to know them. You come in at the politics, people want to know you, so you go. I saw it go. I mean, me hear Juliet one time in our interview. I think I must say Observer did do it. I remember. But me hear Juliet one time give one interview about her husband. And me I tell you say, if you never like Andrew Holness before that the interview there, when Juliet don't tell you about her husband, you get feel like Andrew. Juliet say when she and him used to go high school, she never used to really like him because she say him does enough, so everything him Papa Jesus. Juliet says she always has say him does enough so everything him in her. Guys, you know them people at school, at high school, where everything they are them a lead it, a them a do this, a them a do everything. So she wasn't saying that to embarrass him. She was just saying that he was a very active participant in what was happening at school. She talk about how him help him mother fix up her house, and him is a good father to the children. Him is a good husband. He's a good motivator. He's a good partner. She spoke very highly of her husband. She even spoke about some of his flaws, which is not really an embarrassment because the two of them grew up together basically. And the spouse where you married 20 years ago, 25 years ago, is not going to be the same spouse now. You're going to see them grow. You're going to see them outgrow things and become better people, or hopefully become better people, and so on and so forth. You know? And by hearing her speak, Juliet Holness, even if she was not in the parliament, I could tell that she can function without her husband. She does her own thing. She had her own thing going. She had her own little career going. She was a mother. She was busy, you know, the typical things that women would normally do when they're married, when they raise families and them something there. So she humanized him, you know. Boy, I don't know. Listening to that to me, I don't know how to feel about it, but me feel sad when me hear the interview. Me feel sad. Now, me not go sit down here and tell you say Sandra Golding is sad, you know. Me don't know the woman. Me don't know if she alright with life and how it stay and whatsoever. But when me look and see how Mark Golding, him say he's a tapanaris, him supposed to be an outgoing, ambitious person, him is a corporate lawyer, him is a politician. And if you see, when you pity them grow up, you know, guys. Cause right you know, boy, I don't even want to think about it. But in about 2 years, my pitney gone off for college. I don't know what I'm going to do. But when you pitney them grow up, you know, you have to have things to look forward to. You have to have, you know, functionality and all them kind of something there. So, I don't know if she's happy or not, and it's not my prerogative really. But as an outsider looking in, me not see how somebody can comfortable with that. Me I tell you the truth. Everybody have a little something with them do. Whether you get up and go sit down around sewing machine for 1 hour a day, whether you have friends who can say, you know, me and she a friend and, you know, we used to do this, we used to go to school together. You know, them nobody know nothing about the look here, man. Me not know. It's sad. It's sad in that the woman who spoke, you can't hear say the woman have some serious concern. She not comfortable. Whether when me hear Mark Golding refer to Sandra Golding as African Jamaican, boy, I don't know if I think even about that because nobody never call me so yet, you know, African Jamaican. Me have to think twice and say, what? African Jamaican? I first me hear that. Me don't know. This not me not feel good boy hearing that. As God live it, me not feel good. The part where she talk about Sandra pregnant underage people, I don't know. Me not no evidence it, me not no proof it. Those are not my words. What the woman say. But I don't know. She's making the allegation and she spoke about, you know, her view on women's stuff, being a member of the women's movement. In the PNP, she feel like, say, boy, they might choose Sandra and eat the bus because, boy, I don't know. All this can fix, people. All this can fix. Because all that woman you know, she said she a president of PNP, but she a look see it. What me I say still, I no fear her job, and it would not be appropriate for her to go to Mark Golding and say, Mark Golding, as the president of the PNP, the PNP Women's Movement, may I suggest say, you as the opposition leader, you have to make your wife get more involved. You have to make your wife this. No, she can't go to Mark Gold and go say that. And a fair place to say that. Even as the president of the women's movement, it is not Patricia Duncan's job, and she would be way out of line to do that. Nobody should have to tell Mark Golding nothing. Yes, let me tell you something. You see, in America, kind of different, because in America, anybody who run for president or president, them have people who kind of manage them and show them certain ropes, and people who do the PR part of it, and try to present them to the people and things like that. So if Mark Golding now did have like an advisor, or them did have like a publicist now, them could have said to him, say, cause me hear say PJ tell Mark, say, go out more with your wife. Make the country see you and your wife more. I think PJ said that publicly recently. So if them did have like an advisor or publicist now, them could have said to Mark Golding, say, make your wife open one charity, and make she be a part of a charity and something like that. And you can get her out there more to make people see her, to make people, because she's a politician's spouse. There ain't no hiding when you're doing stuff like that. You have to be out there. Me not say she a hide or she want to hide, I'm just making a point, say, if them did have advisor and publicist, you would have see a different something with Sandra. Them would have tell her to go open foundation and charity. Them would have tell her to name the charity, and she'd have out there with people at the charity work and everything. Even if she don't want to do a 9-to-5 work, but she would be out there as the spouse of Mark Golding, being an independent woman, doing her own thing, representing her spouse, showing the humanity of her and her spouse, showing how charitable they are as top honoris people in the society. No, sir, this is sad. They would have the two of them together, the charity events, and meet with the children them around Jamaica, and meet with the young people them. Me nah say Sandra for the on the campaign every day, But when you're married to a politician, whether them a male or female, you have a role to play. You have a role to play. Look on Donald Trump, as disgusting as Donald Trump is. You know how much time look on Donald Trump wife and she says she don't want nothing to do with the man in presidency the way he behave. But she has a role to play. She have to do it. I listened it this evening and I don't know what to think. Something does not sound right. The lady is very concerned. Golden is not about empowering anybody, only himself. Maybe she can't even drive herself. Enough belly dash away, that's why I big up every mother. Guys, there was a point in my life, when I raised my daughter. I stopped work from my daughter 6 months old. After she born, I go in a postpartum depression for a little bit. Because true, at the time, my job was so demanding after she was born. I went back to work, and the breastfeeding and a pump and all of them sitting there and I work night and so I couldn't do it no more. So I stayed home with my daughter from she was 6 months old until she was like 12 years old. I just went back into the workforce a few years ago. But while I was raising my daughter, I was doing my own thing. When I travel, we are go aquarium, we are go zoo, we are go so we are go this. So I'm gonna find things to do. I became chapter ambassador for Women's March, launched it in Jamaica. I was doing fundraising, doing things like them there. So even if even if a woman is not out there working a 9 to 5 and out there in the workforce, me no know no woman who just want to sit down and look so. Me no know no woman who just want be the pitney, feed the pitney and put the pitney garbage and do her wifely duty and just sit down so. Me no know no woman like that, and especially Jamaican woman. Jamaica, we are a vibe. We are the vibe. So we are going to want things for do man. No, sir. Worse. If a Jamaican woman is with somebody who is a prominent member of society, she's gonna want to be involved in a lot of things or some things. It's a very strange situation, people. PJ was married to a lawyer from Barbados. They have a daughter, Sharon, and a son. They were divorced. She never wanted to leave her country. Okay. What do you mean by same thing, though, man? Diplomatic eyes, what do you mean by that? But Manley never did have a black wife just for the publicity for win election. I don't know. I don't share that. I can't really say that. I mean, Michael Manley was with Beverly. Them have a child together. I mean, they were in the public a lot together. Beverly played a very important role in Michael Manley's life and as he was in politics. So I don't share that opinion, Tari. Mark Golding is not no, I'm not a politician for sure. I talk that all the time. I think it is so wrong. I see it at this point. I see Mark Golding's presidency and leadership in the PNP as an exploitation. And Mark Golding is being exploited by his very close friend and business partner, Peter Bunting, and Dayton Campbell, them who look something out of the politics. Them are exploiting because them and God up in a heaven know say this not right. They know the man not fit for politics. And everybody fit for leadership and politics, you know. It's not everybody fit are the truth. That's not to say that they're stupid or they're dunce. It's just not for them. And that's okay. But desperation take Bunting and them when them realize that them challenge them leader and then lose badly. And them feel like the people are going to see them as nothing now and they lost their chance and everything. So they decided, you know what? We're just put the money here in there without second thought. I think Margot would rather live a quiet private life because nobody never know about him and a wife. You understand? And that's okay. Some people want to live like that, and everybody want the limelight and them something. Because when he was opposition, when he was justice minister, and when he was opposition person and spokesperson and finance, I think. Nobody never really knew nothing about him like that. That's how he wanted it. He's not a limelight man. He's not a frontline man. So right here now, them are exploit him and them know say it wrong. Them know say everybody has to the fault. Everybody has to the unfitness and them something. Them can't like people like them there, you know, because them people they walk on them mother grave, you know. They will walk on them mother grave. And you see it now? Then show about him to come be leader. And the kind of life what him did live before. And the kind of life what him and his wife was living before is not an outside, out front life. As some people them where them not really, them not really outgoing for politics. So because the man is, hey, I tell you some people wicked, you know. With friends like these, you don't want no enemy, you know. No, sir. This is out street black female slave. I don't know. It's a sad situation. The lady who did the interview, I don't think she's making any demands on anybody. She's just saying, it's frustrating for sister. Them not stand up for what them for do. Me not know what the woman expect them for do. She has to show them not stand them at show Sandra that the boss they not stand up for Sandra. Look here, no man. The comment where she make when she said them I say a Sandra fault and she never uplift herself and them something there. Sometime, let me see if I can make this comment as conservative as possible. Sometimes relationships can be very hard for women because sometimes women get involved with and get married to people who they're the sole decision makers in the relationship. And sometimes women don't even figure that out until later on in the relationship. Them realize say this is not a democracy. And by then they have kids. They build a life together. It's not easy for run out on them someday. So them just stay and work with it. That's just the truth of the matter. The type of leader that I see Mark Golding is in the PNP and then get rid of Lisa and then kick out this and talk down to people. Only hear Venetia Phillips talk all the while. A long time she talk and me I say, oh God, she harsh on him, but I've had 4 years to observe. And he appears to be the type of person who is his way or the highway. Just like we did ball of them over Arnett Garden. When he become MP, I don't know how MP get to take up football sitting. And he must tell it, the ball of them for dump Patrick Roberts, or else him not support them and them something. So with that kind of attitude, I don't see no democracy in a relationship like those. So when people are going to say it's Sandra's fault, don't say that. Maybe Sandra going at the relationship young. I don't know how young. But maybe Sandra going at the relationship young. And sometimes when you're young, you put your life in other people's hand. You trust them to make the decision and all of them something there. And I just saw the thing set and she just get used to that. Sometimes people go through their whole life in a relationship with cognitive dissonance. Them not see it like how you see it. Them just know say then they with a man and the man responds for them. Why I don't know. I grew up with some humanistic people. Some woman and some man. The woman them in my family. Them not work with oppression no time at all. Them are some solid women. And the men that I grew up with, they allowed women to be themselves. They respect women. They protect women. They protect kids and them something there. And that's the Jamaican way, because remember, the mother of the nation, Nanny of the Maroons, come free the people. And me hear one historian spoke during COVID when they presented Nanny of the Maroons. I think it was International Women's Day. They presented her. I think it was Harvard. Yeah, I think it was Harvard, one of those Ivy League schools. And the presenter, the historian, the female, she said that every woman, not just in Jamaica, but throughout the Caribbean, them have the spirit of Nanny in them. And it's true. Every single Jamaican woman, if you ask a man who is not a Jamaican man, when think about Jamaican woman, he might make the clear distinction between a Jamaican woman and your average black woman. Jamaican woman is not no average black woman. We are some different kind of woman. So, we don't work with oppression. No matter what you see a woman downtown and her foot them dirty and she a sell, she not gonna work with no oppression. And it's not to say that we are hostile toward men or we don't, you understand? We respect women. We don't want no jelly back neither. Because with our personality as Jamaican women, we can't work with jelly back. Man a man, we like man. We stand up like man and behave like man. And take decision like man. And respect woman too. So, certain relationship, me not going to understand, my love. One-sided. Me no know. Jamaican woman. How could Mark Golding serve so many years in Parliament and no one knows his wife? I have never seen anything like this in my life. I know all the spouses of opposition leaders in the US and Canada. Guys, wanna hit up the like button. Wanna hear what go on as I talk about Canada? Wanna hear what go on over Canada they know? The Prime Minister over Canada is about to step down, people. And I just want to say this. Let me just switch gears a little bit here. Prime Minister in Canada is set to resign. Prime Minister in Trinidad and Tobago is set to resign. We're all aware that in this time, there is sort of an anti-incumbent sentiment across the world. We see it is so bad in the United States that the people them draw back for Donald Trump. After Donald Trump, during the last pandemic, tell the people them say them for use bleach and all kind of foolishness. And the Biden administration navigated the country out of the pandemic and all kind of something. And the people them come. And for some reason they're angry. I don't know what people went through during the pandemic. But some people them just feel like say the grass is greener and them just take anybody. We hear me and Motley come at Jamaica even and spoke about it. The New World Order is forming and the backlash is against the incumbents. So what over there in Canada, the Canadian Prime Minister, he's smart enough to know that it was no longer sustainable and therefore I think his finance minister left suddenly and therefore him, man enough to understand, listen, I have to step down. Likewise, over in Trinidad, pressure come down upon the Prime Minister, him realize him have to step down. No, Andrew Holness on the other hand. Andrew Holness is the only Prime Minister or President when we see in this year Western society, where people now come down upon him with pressure, as how me see go on with other countries and other leaders. No matter how you see the PNP hierarchy them a kick up rumpus a talk about time come and them come with the integrity commission and them come with all the only thing left for them do a kill Andrew. The only thing where Peter Bunting left for do a Mark gonna for kill Andrew. Then come with everything. Then pull out every weapon. Then make them, me say the integrity commission investigate Andrew 3 times. 3 times. Me never see this yet. No prosecution because there's nothing to prosecute. They send the people of diaspora go up to Washington go protest. No galang up there. Me here say them go protest again in April and me rest assured nothing now go on. Then go Canada go call up the Prime Minister name say Prime Minister this and that. Nothing. No go on for them. Remember in a Jamaica, we not have set election dates, We have seen the Jamaican people them rise up before and call for election. We have seen that. And that's why maybe it's not a bad thing to not have set election dates. That way, anybody who is in office, if they mess around with the people them can come out and say, listen, call an election now, and them have to call an election. So maybe not having set election dates is not a bad thing. Come to think of it. But Andrew always seemed to be weathering this anti-incumbent storm very well. Look in the local government election. The way how Bunting them say time come. The whole Jamaica should have come out, come vote in a local election and show Andrew say, listen, time come for you. Time don't come, I lie them a tell. Talk truth, people, in the comment. Him step down today. Everywhere else you look in a major countries and major parts of the world, this anti-incumbent sentiment. Because even me and Motley, she look like she afraid to me, no know. But she's very much aware of it and she spoke of it. Not at all. Not at all. Already may I go through some stuff. I may see I came across some articles that I had saved in my phone. I got a new phone and I was transferring some stuff. I may say, well, me keep my articles them. May I go through them and say, Andrew was investigating was it 2022. And I think one more time after that and then come back again. 3 times. The Integrity Commission, 3 times them investigate him and nothing at all. So the anti-incumbent sentiment that is going on in Jamaica, it is only being felt by the PNP hierarchy, the Integrity Commission, and the people them over the National Integrity Action, because all of them are PNP. And the truth me attack. But the Jamaican people them, when you look at them and you listen to them, the Jamaican people them not in a no rush for Andrew go nowhere. You know, say the stage show, the concert we keep over the weekend, Freedom Street. You see them when I see on my news feed, me I look if me see the Prime Minister Freedom Street. Me see Babsy, me I look, me not see Andrew at Freedom Street. Me I look if me see Cartel Lawyer Freedom Street, me not see Cartel Lawyer Freedom Street. So Bujo and Barrister man keep them sure when I tear down a priory. And when me look people, who don't know who me say a Bujo and Barrister cancer. No, Andrew me say, Lord Jesus have mercy. Someone say no big styling thing that. But me not run ya Andrew. And everywhere you have to go enough up yourself. Cause one month I suck your mother me here over Freedom Street concert. Pardon my language, people. One month I suck your mother me here then talk on the stage over there. Can you imagine? The Prime Minister of Jamaica go there at the concert there. No, sir. Me I try put the picture them on the screen phone. Me say Andrew take picture with Marcia Griffiths. The real queen of reggae. Or should I say one off? Because we can't leave out Rita Marley. The same with Berries. I'd never seen a picture with him and Bojo. Me say Babsy and Bojo. Babsy and Bojo, me say. Me don't remember ya. Or we say Andrew. Me say me can't find him. How are they? Me say, but look at them. Andrew must see that watch Freedom Street from the yard. Me no know, me just a say. But him never put on him clothes and go up there. Even when he hear Cartel saying love JLP and he love PNP, and Jonena go up there. Bangarang. Let me see if I can find the picture of them guys like me I look for. Anjo put on a piece of dancing. Me never take down the dancing, but me just a tell you no. Me see him did a dance down at the concert people, down at St. Anne. And if you no ever see traffic, what is? So it look like say Andrew went where the mature people were. You know, so reggae and dancehall is not in the same category. See me? Hurry up, sitting, sweet child. Lord Jesus. See, Andrew, they had the Abuja concert with berries. Babsy, she in everything. Missy Babsy and Popcorn, Babsy and Cartel, Babsy and everybody. Me if you wonder how much a Babsy did if it's true. God, no, miss her, everywhere she there. So the Prime Minister took his time and went down to this wonderful concert with his wife. A big people crowd this. Cartel them crowd a Bugu Yaga. Which is okay. Some people them like that. Me not bash them. But the Prime Minister, him never got a route there. But can somebody tell me why Cartel liar never go? Because I in a Cartel back pocket him did it the whole time, you know. So I don't know how all of a sudden, imagine Cartel got a PNP conference and go no much $1 million. I want to could have got a man concert. A true Cartel dump uno make uno have him up. No, sir. Uno feel do better. Me have one story me I care tonight about Lord Jesus. We don't know if me have enough time. Let me see. Guys, when you hear the upload with Dean Jackson Miller earlier, where Dean Jackson Miller come talk about say Jamaica worse than Bahamas with her bright self. We don't like how we angle up Dean Jackson Miller. That woman always a come with some foolishness pan Jamaica. And we kind of journalists them there. Bahamas where I borrow money from bunting them for build house for them people. I borrow money from bunting them investment bank where I crash. Dean Jackson Miller talk, say, Jamaica way worse than Bahamas. In what way? And that me want to know. No, sir. Me did half a talk. Out of order. Them always come with some local style want bring down the country. When you do them something, they won't expect other people to do. No one, hey, I want to talk some sitting out here, man. And of them the people that they have on TV talk to with children in a Jamaica to come mislead them. You know want the pity them of the nation to look on them country and hate them country and hate themselves. What you mean by Jamaica way worse than Bahamas? She have to come talk, you know. She have to come tell we. Bright and feisty. Bahamas came to Jamaica to get our blueprint, our social housing blueprint. Where them couldn't afford themselves because money them have to borrow to do it. The house them want to see a building at Jamaica. Jamaica now borrow no money from nobody to do it. Jamaica way worse than Bahamas. I forced me hear this. And that's why I say, you see some of my politician them, the one them will make sense. Uno don't sit down and talk with them journalists here. Uno find your own PR company and make them talk, make them put out on the content and do the response and so. No sit down and chat to them. Them we bring down Jamaica, and when they can't get them where we don't know them bring on down to. Me see them do it enough time. These are the concert people. It was very, very crowded. Me hear people attack, say, boy, God forbid if there's ever an emergency and we have some place to be. We now go we have to go just left the car and run because this was the traffic. Jamaica people must get used to carpooling now, guys. If we have so much vehicles in the country and them something, the people must learn to carpool. When you go work, if you know say you want somebody work nearby or work at the same place, carpool, give them look gas money. Or you can drive 1 week, them drive another week and carpool. And them sitting there government fair tell the people them say, want to get used to carpooling and fix up a train system. Because look more from this. A one concert cause this, you know. This not safe. Suppose you have one emergency, you have one ambulance now to get through that the crowd there. What got them? People are going to the same concert. Everybody ride together, man, and jump up on the gas money. Thank you, Alam, for liking the program. Thank you. Diane Jackson act like God left her in charge, and she was the lawyer that helped to free a big man that raped his family member. Yes, she was. She sure was. She sure was. She's no moral police around here. Me don't know how politicians sit down in front of Diane Jackson Mill and take question from her, you know. See no wrong with her, you know. She's promised a Senate seat. We will see about that. Yes, I watch it. Diane is very biased and out of order and love to spread propaganda. Anybody who wanna watch it, when you're done, wanna go watch it, upload. Diane Jackson Miller say Jamaica is way worse than Bahamas. Out of order. Why she don't go over Bahamas go live? Eh? This big heavy mouth woman. Sure. And then make people come out here and diss them sometime, you know. Peter Phillips' wife was quiet. Yes, she's a quiet person. But when she talk, you can hear say somebody with a personality. She independent minded, a professional woman and them something there. A mother, a wife, all of them something there. She has a personality. Me hear her talk a couple of times, but she's quiet. You're right about that. Now, one sitting going down at St. Elizabeth today. This is the member of parliament down there, and me no know which Mark Golding go take up Scotty figure run down there against this man here. So the people them light too much fire and burn down too much sitting. So them no want Scotty down there. Them no want a Spanish town man down there. And that the people them say them a rebel. I'm trying to get more information, guys, but I haven't been able to obtain it just yet. But as soon as I do, I will come by and talk about it a little more. The People's National Party supporters say them do not want the mayor of Spanish Town. Them now want Scotty down there. Way at St. Elizabeth. Mark Golding send him to go down there. They don't want him. So, them decide if you burn down the place. Me not endorse them kind of behaviors there because that doesn't solve anything. I think if you know, they know how to protest. They don't need to be burning down the place and stuff like that. And some of them politicians here, what me notice about them, you see if the people them rise up against them and say they don't want them, they don't want their representative, you think them a move? It's like how them run things and not understand people power. And maybe that's why sometimes when the people them catch fire and lick down them place and go on wicked pan them, it's because they have no respect for the people. If you go to represent somebody and the people them say they don't want you, they're not supposed to tell you 2 times, you know. And 1 time alone they're supposed to tell you, you know. And at the same way, Dayton Campbell, when him first went down to Westmoreland, me hear the woman them come out. Two big women come out and confronted him in front of the media and tell him, say, we don't want you down here. Go on back down a Senton where you're born, where you mash up down there and left. We don't want you down here. And you think him gone? No. Them behave like some grapists. No means no. From the people them tell us they don't want you. Go on about your business, man. I want to make the people them get hostile. Politics is not about you know. Politics is about the people. Politics is about the people. I want to some of my worst members of parliament them around here. That's why the people them deal with you like that. Everyone go there and run, you know. Right you know? To tell you the truth, me all hear say Bunty nobody want South Manchester again. He want Peter Phillips seat. Now people, wanna tell me, Rolling Stone gather no mass Rolling Stone. The people in a Peter Phillips constituency will never support Bunting. That is the first thing. The people in Central Manchester never want him. Why would the people in Dr. Phillips constituency come take up this man? They're not gonna do it. But they don't know how to leave politics, you know. They don't know how to walk away from politics when the show is over. When the curtain come down, them don't know to leave. Because the curtain come down upon this man. From 2020, the curtain come down upon him. From him not a seat, and he lose the presidency of the PNP, are the biggest political loser this in the history of Jamaica. You're not going to see this again in your lifetime. When man go challenge their leader and say, them are the best leader. And the leader beat them and then come and lose their seat back at that. The curtain come down for a long time, Bunting. You have to go on now, man. You need to leave from out of the Senate and make some of the next generation come in and come put in themselves in the Senate and advocate for people. We don't want to advocate for you, my love, because you don't come to advocate for nothing but money. No for them in our parliament for come out, you know, guys. Now, when you hear what I'm saying, if you want to listen to the upload when I do about the reduction in crime. Me hear say them vlogger friend them out here. I say a lie. Murder 2000. Anyway, Bunting come out and come acknowledge because him is the opposition spokesperson on national security. So him come out and come acknowledge him right, send gone over Gleaner. I say yes. We're 19% down in homicide, but and him coming with the undermining. And him come in and come big up in chest. I talk about when the PNP was there, 2012 to 2015. This is a man with ball, you know, tears, you know. So him can't fix crime, you know. And when him start the balling, Queen Africa go in at the studio and go build a song and find and say, don't cry, Mr. Bunting. You can't fight crime like that. Jesus have mercy. Queen Africa say, pack up your bag and go on. Goodbye, Mr. Bunting. And him have a nerve to come talk about say, for the first time in 10 years, the government of Jamaica is able to reduce the crime to when the numbers were, like him that say, them able to reduce the murders for the first time back to the numbers that the PNP had the crime. And you see this musclehead man now, me have to go for the data. For sure, the Bunting never bring down no crime in a Jamaica, guys, no making fool, no. Me go find the data. For sure, say Bunting, lime. Him don't bring down no crime in a Jamaica. The gentleman that was there before him, Dwight Nelson, he left office in 2011 after the election. When he left, he brought down the homicides from 1,600. You hear me say? From 1,600 in almost 2009. Come down from 1,600 to 1,400. When the incursion did happen with Dodos and so. And in 2011, when him left as National Security Minister, Dwight Nelson gave Bunting the National Security Ministry with about 1,100 and something, 1,100 and a little bit of murder. Bunting come in, and the following year, listen good enough, Bunting come in, and the following year, the homicide went down to about 1,000 odd. No. Him get it 1,100 odd. It go down 1 year to 1,000. Yes, 1,000 odd. And Bunting make it go up to 1,200. 1,200 it go up underneath Bunting's stewardship at the National Security Ministry. And that is when he started the balling, because him realized that him not going to make it in history as the security minister who significantly brought down the homicides. He was not going to make it. So him start the crying, and I say, nothing else what the police them do, then can't fix the crime. And then Imam Golding went over to Brooklyn, New York to tell the diaspora, say, a cartel a cause a scamming in the country and dancehall. And when he left, when the PNP lost the election and they left, I think the homicide was about 1,100. Where he got it, it was about 95 more homicides than Bunting got it from Dwight Nelson. So Bunting didn't bring down no crime in a Jamaica. No making trick on years. Me and thought that's something there, you know. And nobody never take him on and carry out the data come show him. Say it's lying telling. He didn't bring down no homicide in Jamaica. He lied. And that's why I'm saying Jamaica has to stop recycling these people who had their chance and didn't do anything but cry. And continue to take taxpayers' money in salary. So where am I going to say now? Am I going to come tell the government, say, yeah, the homicide gone down, but it gone back down to the number them where it was when PNP was in power in a 2012. Him keep on a talk about 2012 to 2015. Bunting now want to talk about the rest of, underneath the rest of security ministers' stewardship. He doesn't want to talk about any other administration. He want to talk about when he was there, when he did nothing. He doesn't want to talk about when the PNP had the homicide rate at 1,600 at one point in time. And this is why I hold the view that you cannot and should not politicize crime, because under both administrations, Jamaica been struggling and suffering with the EPA homicide. It don't look good. And I showed you in that upload that I did earlier, I showed you the data where from about 1989, you can see on the chart where we have steadily increased. We have not come back down from 1989 when the crime was about 300 homicides per year. We have never come back down. And even when the PNP was there, for how long? It never came back down under PJ Patterson administration. And that is a fact. So no PNP or no JLP cannot point finger at each other about crime. So when Bunting is going to come like him want to take credit, I don't know where I take credit for. with him mouth full of lies. Him not bring down no crime. After we no idiot, then we not go to school and do maths and know how to read statistic and them something there. Me don't know who him a talk to. Because how they force him to put out the article. What a disgusting set of people, them, man. Anyway, guys, the election is this year. And it's going to get very exciting. It will get exciting. Yeah, me hear about it. Me that talk about it earlier. The resignation of the Prime Minister over there. Why don't you stop talking crap? All you're trying to do is bring down the PNP because they sued you. Vincent, you want to point out the lie when me tell over here on PNP, number one. And number two, Vincent, are you a fool? If you want to sue somebody, don't you go into the jurisdiction where they live to sue them? Dopey bat, eh? No, so you're going to get money and get whatever you want to get. You're a big fool like Dean Jackson Miller, eh? What is the lie that was told on the PNP? You don't want to hear the truth, Vincent. Vincent, I bet say you're 70-year-old and I piss up your bed. In all foot, Vincent? Go beard off your body and come off of this man. I'm going to diss you over here. Sure. PNP is the worst party to form government in Jamaica, hands down. Funny enough, Bunting, as security minister, could not even prevent himself from getting robbed. About Bunting and security ministry again. Me no know how Jamaica people them can take up Bunting, put in a security ministry. When Bunting's son was molested in his house while he was in there sleeping, and when Bunting was told about it, he never reported it to the police. What kind of security minister is this, people? Him not fit to be no security minister. And this is why I have to love American politics, you know, because me not hear none of the opposite, none of the government people them. When Bunting run off him mouth pound or them sit down to talk. Say you wanna protect your child and you were them molest your picnic in your house and you're not gonna report it to police. A prison you for there. Because in America, I can't tell you that I got prison for child neglect and all kind of something. You're supposed to report that to the police. Even if you don't believe your child, you're supposed to report it to the police. And the little boy mother if it come from foreign. Come care the little boy, go make report. Them are people are not fit for me and no security ministry. Them are some waste matters, them ya. Who vex? Vincent, I bet you's a bad father like Bunting. Come on for this. How could I ramp with my picnic? Lord Jesus. Every once in a while, you know, you have that one little coward from over that side who follow these people, these riffraff people. And then come brave up and come talking at the comment over here. I didn't know as them talking at the comment, so we just kick them at them body and run them way, you know, because I don't know who Vincent think him a talk to. But talk crap about PNP. PNP are not even crap right now. PNP are gutter water. With them and people who not follow. Eh? You don't think of politics this? You cannot follow man with it when people get molested in your house and then tell police. You can't chat to me. Where man? Nah, sinister no. Anybody when named Vincent don't take care of them children. A long time I not see you. Good night. No, Miss Beverly, me not block him, you know. Me not block him. Make him stay over here and eat him heart out. Because I don't know what him over here do. Why do you sit down and listen to crap? You must not have anything to do. Or at least nothing important. Mandeville, Them need to do a study in the parish of Manchester. Manchester was once a very peaceful place. And while it is true that there are parts of Manchester where you can sleep with your door open and so forth, the scamming and the violence will take over most major districts in Manchester. It needs to be studied, you know. Really, it needs to be studied. No, sir. I'm from the Prairie area, and from 4 p.m. my mom said there was a traffic jam. Yes, it was really bad. I don't think there's an alternative route where you could have take to avoid this traffic. I don't think. But me, yes, it was a good show. They made a talk some sitting like with the VIP section and stuff. They made have a little problem with audio and stuff like that. But anything with Beres Aman and Marcia Griffiths step on it, go nice. You know? Andrew was at the waterfront New Year's Eve at the event that was held there. Yes, he was there too. He was there too. I never trust Bunting as a security minister. Vincent can't see him blind. Him could blind for sure. Oh God, here you know. Mr. Alvin, I don't have nothing against old people. Me age on the part, me not need that, you know. Me not have nothing against old people. So don't come over here, come give nobody no impression. Like say me don't like elderly people. We have many subscribers over here who I am very proud of, who are elderly, based on how they are savvy with technology. I talk to them all the time. Then call me off the ear, they write me. Me not have nothing against elderly people. But when people like Vincent come over here, come bright himself, Mr. Alvin, me have to put him in a place. Don't take it personal. You know, say I started watching that documentary, but I didn't finish watching it because at that age, Beverly Manley at that age, she had enough accomplishments to have a documentary about her life and her legacy. It made me uncomfortable when she started to talk about people's sexual relationships and stuff like that. I never feel comfortable with that. At that age, you're supposed to talk about your legacy, what you have done in life. We really don't care about anybody's relationships because everybody knows that she was married to Michael Manley. And Michael Manley is not here to tell his story. And if you're going to be coming out here talking about some other rest of things, just no bother. Like, it turned me off. I didn't finish watching it. Big up yourself, Mark Stewart. Thank you, veteran. Thank you. I don't really pay them no mind sometimes, you know, when they come over here with their foolishness, you know. But sometimes I have to cuss them people because let me tell you something with bullies. You see, bullies, if you make them get away with bullying, them start to take a set by you. I mean, now I'm going to make nobody take set by me or nobody over here. Just like how me and the moderator not going to make nobody come in at the comments over here can disrespect and personally attack nobody over here. We are going to protect you, and just like that, me are going to protect myself too. Me don't want them come over here can trouble nobody. Sorry, Tyrone, I'm sorry. Want to think about the decrease in homicides. Me feel like say I'm hoping, I'm keeping my fingers crossed that going forward every year, we're going to continue to see a decrease in crime, right? We don't want to see go down this year, go up next year, go down next year, go up next year. We're tired of that trend. We don't want to see that trend there again. We just want to see in the next 5 years or so, it go down, down, down every year. So me take up the article and read it now to find out what exactly the Jamaica Constabulary Force did different or what they were doing differently to get the homicides to go down. Them say them use technology, them use different investigative work, different sophisticated, what you call it now? Some different techniques they say they use. And of course, the technology gives them a big advantage as well. More money being spent on security. Them probably have different strategies that they don't tell the public for security reasons. So if them continue to be consistent with what they're doing, we could very well see in the next 5 years where Jamaica is not seeing 1,000 homicides a year. I'm tired of it, From 2003, I think, we have not seen homicides annually below 1,000. A time now if we continue to trend down and stay that way. Bentley, sorry. Jesus. Oh, God, sorry. The PNP vloggers love black. All if you ask a question, them black. Oh, God, really? Me not black nobody over here unless them come in at the chat and tell lie. Because we have a problem with disinformation. Whether you may unblock about 200 people. Because when the PNP, the Mark Golding, the Peter Bunting people them find out, say, this a channel here, come out here and talk up the things them. They send them people coming out with chat for come tell lie. So you see, true when I work with disinformation, me have to block them. Anybody me seen at the chat that tell lie, or who come in here to, because people read these comments, guys. People read these comments. That's why I can't harbor them. But they know now. I unblock them with you. But they know now. Don't you dare come in our comments and come tell any lie. Because we read everything. Over here is not a party shop. Everything is read. We're not going to block nobody unless them come in at the chat come tell a lie. Lotto, that is it. Nothing against old people. Most of we over here with age come off almanac from when. Yeah, man. On the new year so far. Big up all of our subscribers and our members as well. Appreciate you guys. Guys, please hit up the like button for me. All who come late, you have to come back and rewind and listen back to the interview that was done over the Advisor channel. You have to go over Advisor or subscribe. Advisor loves JPU like cook food. Advisor, if you're over here, good night. Advisor shared the interview and gave us the permission to use it because the advisor knows that for as long as I've been on social media, I've been a women's advocate. And him said, listen to this. And if you want to use it, you're free to do so. I'm going to say, yeah. I think people need to hear this. And so if you missed that part of the program, you can always, rewind and listen to it again. And leave your comments. Can I read everything? I want to know anything because as hard as that was to listen to, it's a legitimate thing, There's a big improvement in crime fighting right now. Even the men that get killed over east, them catch the show now. Oh, Jesus. I sat to tell Portland people him get charged wrongfully. For true? Getting charged and getting convicted are two different something, you know. Getting charged and getting convicted. So 2 times you get charged wrongfully for drugs. 2 times you were convicted wrongfully for drugs. Can't bother with the foolishness here, man. I hope Vincent never run go take the 20,000 that the Prime Minister was giving out, because people like Vincent would take the money and cost the Prime Minister. Mr. Ivan, now the same thing me say yesterday, man, in the upload when me say, oh, them man I get up and call Andrew thief and corrupt and wicked, and them say the worst things about him. And the same man them I make money off of Andrew Holness's housing program and in policy. Who do not see it? The same man them will undermine him. I tell people saying thief and in corrupt and in wicked. Them not come for run no politics and about policy, you know. Them come for personally attack and smear the Prime Minister. And that's why I say them are no politician. Mark Golding support Donald Trump. Me hear him talk say Obama never give up him Kenyanship. That is Trump talking point. Him is a Trumpist. So at the same Trump style him want to come with Pa Andrew. But anyway, Andrew's social housing policy program, it is a very popular policy in the Caribbean. I see some picture yesterday with the people in front, mostly Trinidad and Tobago, then they did up at NHT one at a time. And they say they want to learn more about it so they can go roll it out in a Tobago. Honestly, Bahamas come and do the same thing in a no time. Then go back over Bahamas, go build up a house them. And the same people them where cost the Prime Minister and call the Prime Minister all kind of name. Them a give the Bahamas government the loan and a make back a whole heap of $1 million off of the loan in interest. So don't tell me if you're not wicked, then wicked. They're supposed to wash your foot and drink your water, you know. Political scavengers. They want make money off of the man back and a cost the man. The social housing program is popular. JLP get it, PNP get it. It's a good look. Me like it. I support Trump. Okay. I don't. I only learned about the advisor tonight. I have now subscribed to his channel. Thank you, Wayne. He put out some good content. Him say I'm mistaking bags. Diplomat eyes. Stop from talk then sitting in that comment. You hear? Nobody in America is not going to get sentenced to 10 years in prison and get deported on drug charges, and a person who was previously convicted of the same drug crime. Look here, man. Sure. Portland people them born behind a school. I am a Jamaican, never traveled before. And that's why you support Trump? No, sir. Enough people believe him. No, sir. You know, so if you tell them the truth, you know, the only parish me never go to Jamaica, a Portland. Maybe that's how it's supposed to be. Because me can't take slow people, you know. No offense to nobody on the live that come from Portland, you know. No offense to anybody on the live from Portland. But that's why I ask if Portland people them born back at school and back at market. I listened to the voice note and the advisor before coming here. If all that was said is true, Jamaican women should be concerned about Mark Golding becoming Prime Minister. Yeah. I mean, yeah, women in the PNP who are very concerned. Some of them decided to step away, go silent, not supporting him anymore because they realize it's an environment that is hostile to women, hostile to black women. Which old time saying? Oh, Baka Market. Yes, man. Here, Vincent, no. Me if send him number for him talk sense in my head. Vincent, you think me have time for waste on my bed, me soon gone. What talk sense in your leader head, man? Go wash your foot and go like your bed, Bokal. Anyway, guys. May I come put up here now? We will catch up another time. Thank you everybody for joining. Make sure that you hit the like button before you go. Take care of yourselves. Be careful out there. Interesting times ahead. I'll catch y'all later. Missed something. Okay. Yeah, good night everybody. Take care. Take good care.
Mark Golding, you already say that you make your money as an investment banker and a lawyer before you come into politics. So Mark Golding, if you already make your money and you don't need no more money, although I believe that you need more and plenty, and I believe Andrew Holness become powerful and eat your wife whole. So Mark Golding, if you
That has always been the mission of our party. That has always been the mission of our party.